world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
When you want your spring break to feel like... and your kids' pool day to feel like... and your hotel bed to feel like... ooh, and room service to feel like... because at Hilton, hospitality feels like...
Your cabana's ready. Would you like fresh towels?
It matters where you stay. Book now at Hilton.com. Hilton, for the stay.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the Birds of the Round Table. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me, for the first time in a long time, Mr. Crackpot himself, Deibs. Welcome back, buddy. How are you?
So back. I'm glad to be back. I miss everyone here. Doing a mock draft. It's the perfect time to be back. So
Absolutely.
let's do it.
So David and Shane, unfortunately, couldn't join us tonight. They're obviously, studying draft notes right now. But we're here. We're going to go through a 4-round mock draft. Deibs is going to start first. We're going to go through the whole draft. We're going to talk about our his selections. Then I'm going to do mine, and we're going to talk about it and see which one you guys like best. And then kind of let you know what's going on for the Eagles Pinpool Network draft coverage as we are coming up. We got, what?
Like 2 months?
Like 2.5 months? Yeah, whatever it is. Something like that. So it's coming up quick. So you need to be locked in to the Eagles Pinpool Network. So outside of that, if you're with us, comment, let us know what Deibs screwed up, what you liked about mine, things like that. Those will all be helpful. So why don't we get right into it? It's the best way to have Deibs come back is a dueling mock draft. So let's get started. Deibs, bring up your mock draft. Again, we're just going to do a 4-rounder. Oh, there we go.
Did that work?
Yeah, I was going to say, is there any way to make that bigger?
The mock draft is big on my end.
Huh. All right. Well, I'll just trust you because there's no real way to really tell. But hopefully you guys can see what Deibs is doing. Like I said, 4 rounds. We're gonna put all the stuff right in the middle. Just that way we're not messing with any of the settings there. We're using PFF.
Are we good? Guys in the comments, can you please confirm?
Yeah, can we confirm
the
that
mock
it's big enough
draft
to
is
see?
in the center of the screen? Because I don't want my ugly face facing everyone for the 30 minutes.
Adam does chime in, says Deibs needs a ring light. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, to be fair, like this is
It's been a little while. Cut him some slack, okay?
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right. I would say move your settings to everything down the middle, and then get started with your
everything down the middle.
Yeah. I don't think we're not going to do any trades or anything. We're just going to have a straight shot 4-rounder and see what Deibs can come up with, as this is the official kickoff of the Eagles Pinpool Network NFL draft coverage. Here we go.
All right. So I am on the clock, number 23. Let's get him real quick. How this went. Mendoza, number 1. No shock there. Ruben Bain to the Titans. The Giants pick up Carnell Tate Jr. Mansour-Delane to the Commanders. I'm a big Mansour-Delane guy.
Hate that for them.
Really good pick there by the Commanders. Cowboys get Caleb Banks, big defensive tackle from Florida. Kind of a big boomer bust guy. We'll see. But the Eagles are on the clock here. And what do we do? This draft worked out perfectly for the Birds. and there are a handful of guys sitting there that I would absolutely love. So this is kind of going to go to how I feel the Eagles need to redo this thing in 2026. For me, I'm going to stick with the trenches, and I feel like the Eagles need to get back to beating people up in the trenches. So give me Vega, Io Anai out of Penn State, and it's Io Ane out of Penn State, the best guard in this draft. He is an absolute monster and a guy that can just bully people. He can switch between left and right guard, as we saw at Penn State. He's densely built. He's a downhill, big time, rugby, basketball player background, multi-sport background kind of dude, wide, powerful, and I think he would fit in perfectly here. The Eagles need to get nasty in the trenches again. So get me Vega. I'm going to screw this up one more time. Ioane out
Jeez.
of Penn State.
Just for the record, if you're having a trouble pronouncing the name, I shouldn't even try.
It's draft season when we're screwing up.
Yeah, you know it's early when we don't know how to pronounce anybody's name. Alex checking in. Yo, Deibs, good to see you again.
What's going on, man?
Adam confirms that it's big enough on full screen on the laptop. So there you go.
All right. So we are back on the clock here. Pick number 54. We went trenches on offense with the first pick. Gonna skim through who's available. Of course, I think this one's pretty much a no-brainer, at least on my end. And I'm just gonna make it. We're gonna go Romello Height, edge rusher out of Texas Tech. He's an older prospect. That's the kind of concern. I think he's going to be 24, 25 here. He's a 6-year senior. He missed 2022 with an injury. He got the COVID-19 waiver, but he's got phenomenal explosiveness off the line. The Eagles already met with him. Really good run defender despite his size. I think he would fit really well in that rotation for the Philadelphia Eagles. So we're addressing the trenches as we should. And let's roll forward. The Eagles are on the clock. Pick number 61. Where can we go here? Surprised we didn't get a tackle yet. We're gonna just skim who's available.
Red Eclipse checking in. Dives. I'm so mad I'm late.
What's going on, man? What's going on, Brett
And
Eclipse? Good to see you. Good to see you.
chiming in. Technically, Jalen Hurts is playing football right now, by the way. He sure is.
We're
I think David is trying to pop in.
I know his thing's like
His thing's just like spinning. I don't know what's going on. But if he joins us, he could do a quick mock too.
All right, so the Eagles are back on the clock. Where we go? I'm just gonna go with my heart, and I'm gonna go with one of my favorite tackles in this draft, and that's Jennings Dunker.
Yeah.
He's got a ton of experience at Iowa. Doesn't have great arm length, but I think he could play inside. He could play outside if necessary. Well balanced. He's got a strong core. He's a former wrestler. I think he could really do well with the Philadelphia Eagles. So again, we're addressing trenches, getting back to the Eagles we know and love. So
That dude has a monster mullet, if you will.
I get a comment. Marina Sands, Avion Terrell is the pick. That was the other guy I liked. Vega would be a backup swing guard. I don't necessarily.
No, you don't pick up a backup in the first round, you know.
I'm not a Tyler Steen guy.
Wait.
I think any competition on the O line would be really, really good. So we are now at pick number 98. Let's see who's available.
David, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how are y'all? I can't stay. I just wanted to come on and welcome Deibs back. I saw him back on the show. So I'm sorry. Sorry I have an appointment this evening at 9 o'clock, which I know is just a crazy time for an appointment, but I have to leave in like 5 minutes. But I just wanted to welcome you back. I'm looking forward to doing all this draft stuff with you over the next couple of months.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. Looking forward to it. I'm going to listen to this as I'm driving to my appointment. Y'all guys kill it. Nice to see you again, Ryan. Last time I saw you, it was depressing and miserable
Sure
day.
was. Sure was.
We had fun when we were together, but the rest of that day sucked.
Sure did. It sure did.
But anyway, I'll check y'all guys out, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday, man.
All
Love
right,
it.
David. Appreciate you popping in.
Yes, sir. Take care.
See you, man. Oh man, it's good to see you, David. That was
So
awesome.
I don't know if you know this, but I finally have completed the Birds of the Round Table in person bingo card.
Okay.
David finally showed up at the tailgate last game for the playoffs, and yeah, we had a good time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Eagles are on the clock here. Pick number 98. Keyshawn Barham is a fun pick there. Super toolsy. Would be really interesting to kind of develop with the Philadelphia Eagles. Kind of missed out on some of the tight ends here. So I'm just skimming what we got. I'm looking at Antonio Williams out of Clemson. Kind of a slot guy, probably at the NFL. Big time playmaker on vertical routes. Had a lot of drops in 2024, but definitely played better in 2025. Not a big time blocker, but I feel like getting some talent in that wide receiver room is really important. A low key need for the Philadelphia Eagles, given everything we're talking or have heard. So I'm going to go Antonio Williams, wide receiver out of Clemson. We're rolling on. Let's see who's available for pick number 122.
All right, so this should be the last pick, right? Or do you
I
have
have
one more?
one more pick at 136.
Wow, geez, they have a lot of picks.
Yeah. We are gonna go Eli Raridan, tight end out of Notre
Okay,
Dame. The dude is straight massive, like 255, and big time red zone weapon at the next level. And I would love to see him. He competes as a run blocker, has a long way to go, but I feel like that's an underrated pick. And I am going to go with my last selection, Jalen Kilgore, a
yeah,
cornerback out of South Carolina.
love him.
That guy does it all. He's an athletic freak. Really like Kilgore. I think his upside is really high. Maybe a boomer bust guy. He broke a lot of records with his speed on the field, but with the way that Vic Fangio and this Eagles defense wants to go positionless, I think he fits the bill. So that's my pick. So we addressed the trenches with 2 offensive linemen in the first 3, an edge rusher, and then we went some skill positions in Antonio Williams, wide receiver, Eli Raridan, tight end, and Jalen Kilgore is my last pick.
Nice. Yeah, I think just like you, I'm not necessarily sold on Steen, and I think bringing in somebody who could either push him to make or break it would be huge. Always in favor of adding more talent to the edge, especially considering it's likely that we will not be resigning any of our free agent edge players.
Yeah.
Dunker seems to be the kind of the rising star right now. The guy that through the Senior Bowl or for whatever have you has kind of grabbed the attention of the nation. That just humongous size, that big mullet. He just seems like a dude who just loves mashing people on the line. Always in favor of getting somebody to fill that third wide receiver spot. Obviously, That is going to be wide open now with free agency coming up. Certainly took a tight end later than I would have liked, but I do like Raritan. I think he can certainly come in. But when you're getting a tight end that late, I would assume you're going to sign either, whether it be a Dallas Goedert to, a 1 year ish deal to kind of transition. And then Kilgore is one of my favorite corners, and the fact that they have him rated this low, I get for right now. He is, as you said, a boomer bust, but you know how he loves athletic guys. And I can only assume his RAS score is going to be off the charts. So well done. Not too bad for we got you out of cryostasis for the draft. You did pretty good. We got a couple of comments here. Brett Eclipse. With Mannion higher, I think it needs emphasis on tight ends with above average rate blocking ability.
You might need two of them. So.
Yeah.
This is one of those. This is low key. Maybe they invest heavily on offense through the draft.
I could easily see that
because you're going to need to get cheap on offense really fast. This could be a transition, the start of a transition with that.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think if one of those, big two, if not, you want to throw Terrell in there, big three corners are sitting there for them. Or one of them one of the big two starts to fall a little bit. I could see them moving up for a corner, but I would assume it's going to be mostly offense. Let's see. Brett also late round, large framed wide receivers with blocking ability will also be great. Sands checking in. Height too slow at 4'7" to play outside linebacker edge. With not taking Terrell at 23, Hood should have been the pick at 54. I get that. I like Hood. I don't think we'll see him in the second round. Let's see. Dunker will be a guard. Dunker will be a guard, and now you took two backup guards.
Not as high as you, Marina Sands. So.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. Guys, what do you think about the tight end class this year?
Garbage. This draft is not very good. It's a very weak draft. I love Sadiq.
Yeah.
There's some interesting guys that I like a lot. Max Clare, Michael Trigg. We mentioned Eli Raritan, who I think will be drafted higher than where I got him. But Jack Endries, Eli Stowers.
Yep. Yes. Yeah,
but it's just not a good class.
Yeah. No, there have certainly been better classes previous years. Marina again. Vega not replacing Landon and Steen will be at right guard longer than Landon remains at left guard.
I'd argue Steen is a better swing tackle.
Yeah, kind of agree. Williams, wide receiver 4 or 5. So basically, Marina's a big fan of what you've done. Oh, hey, there it is. Raritan, great pick.
By the way, me and Marina Sands has a long history of him giving me shit for years.
I know.
We're like we are definitely back.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Well, there you go. There is Deibs's. Again, it's the fact that we have 6 picks in the first 4 rounds. Absolutely love it. All right, let me switch over to my screen. See if I can do this properly without screwing it up. It's 50-50 shot. All right, here we go. Okay, 4 rounds. All right. Let's enter the draft. Enter the draft. All right. Oh, man. I mean, if Delaney is sitting there at 21, I'm absolutely moving out. Hell, if he's sitting there at like 19, I'm probably moving out. So I would have absolutely traded up for him for sure. Let's see. Cowboys ended up with Terrell and Tate. Jeez, Tate fell that far. David Bailey to Washington and Sonny Styles to
I don't like
Giants. How about that? All right, so I'm at the clock on the 23. Yeah, it's not exactly the way I would have liked for it to fall, but I think
Where are you gonna go, man?
I don't know. I like Parker a lot, and I like Banks personally. I feel like if you're gonna go and you know, grab a tackle here, I feel like that has to be the move here. But I think I'm gonna grab Monroe Freeling.
Wow. Okay. Not
I
possible.
the more and more I'm seeing him, the more and more I'm really liking. The more and more I feel very comfortable with him being a first round pick. PFF might lose their mind in my rankings here, but I don't really care. Let's see.
Okay.
Anybody I missed out on Omar Cooper, Colton Hood, Eli Stowers,
I like Zion Young.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I like him a lot. Overton, I like Chris Bell. Would have been a nice. And believe me, if there was any other year, anybody who ever knows me knows that I would have already drafted Anthony Hill Jr. For the fact that that's the only position I don't think we need to necessarily address early. That is,
Sure. Do you think
because
Nakobe's
again,
coming back?
if we're just gonna draft him, it's just gonna be the same situation as last year.
Do you think Nakobe's coming back?
No, sadly, I don't like it one bit. Unless for some reason his market is just not there. I don't see him coming back, sadly. Because otherwise I'd probably grab Trotter as well.
That was the cheat code in
Right,
this
that
draft.
was.
You draft Trotter, you win every single dual mock draft.
Yeah. See, looking back now, I would have grabbed probably, you know, Banks, perhaps, and then grabbed, Max from Arizona State.
Do you have any thoughts on Connor Lew, the center out of Auburn? I like a little anarchy, and I feel like
I gotta
competition
tell
at
you,
center could be valuable.
I've been doing a lot of these mock drafts, and I do find myself wanting to grab a center in like that third or fourth round of just like, hey, like, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, right?
Light a fire on this O line, man.
You know what? I'm actually going to grab a corner here. Keontae Scott out of Miami. I think personally, if we re-sign Reed, we get our rookie back healthy. Our safety position is okay. Need to get some depth there, obviously. But if we can shore up the CB2, because I can only assume Adori's gone, we could have out of 4/5 of our defensive back all within like 2 years. It would be huge. That's why I think trying to get one in the first round and then just go offense the rest is kind of the way to go. But I'll go Keontae Scott here out of Miami. Still want to take Trotter. Still can't.
Man, you could have taken a center in the last round and then take Trinidad Chambliss in this round, and just this would be the chaos draft.
What am I, Jimmy Kempski? Yeah, yeah. Lord. Did you see that guy's mock draft, the one he put out? He grabbed a tackle in the first round, he grabbed Chambliss in the second. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's good. That's two positions we don't play.
I do think Tanner McKee's on the way out.
Oh,
I do think they value quarterback high. I would not put it past them, and I think Chambliss needs to grow as a processor. Doesn't make good decisions with the football, but his athleticism, his ability to throw on the move, he's got a great deep ball. Doesn't have a lot of touch, but the potential is there. And if you're gonna be an offense that's heavy play action, heavy under center, Chambliss could be a really interesting fit
Yeah,
in 2 or 3 years.
agreed. But again, I just don't think this is the right time, the right, So between a
I can't
couple,
wait for draft night when that
oh
happens,
my
and I
god,
just can't wait for that reaction. I honestly think we've been wanting a Jalen Hurts kind of guy in the background to develop for years, and it's there.
I mean it is. I just don't think we have that luxury. But then again, Howie kind of does what Howie wants to do. So I
I
think I'm
think
going
it's
to
more
take
likely than not.
yeah. I'm going to take Jack Endries. I kind of would have preferred Max Clare, but he went 2 picks before. Michael Trigg's also somebody I would very much consider here.
I
Uh,
really like Michael Trigg.
yeah, I do too, and I think the more and more I dive into it, I think that'll probably overtake Endries. But for right now,
7-foot
uh,
wingspan, Michael Trigg.
yeah, yeah, he's literally like a freaking pterodactyl. You know what? I'm gonna bank on again that I saw the potential last year and Danny Denai Sutton. If he's sitting there at 98, I had to take this pick.
And Dennis Sutton. I mean, that's a great selection.
Yeah, I mean,
He was a first round pick a year ago.
exactly. And I think he had a bad year for sure, but
So did everyone else.
yeah, there a lot of people for sure did. Just forget who I picked. Tackle, corner, tight end, edge. All right, so I'm 2-2. I am gonna go with Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech. I don't know a ton about him, but I have seen some film and I do like him. Um, I haven't really dove into the guards fully, but he's certainly a guy that I would have my eye on in
All right.
the mid rounds. Again, kind of like you, where you grab somebody to kind of push Steen. So is this my last pick here? Yeah. Ah, can't help
Just
loving
let
line.
let Vic Fangio coach him up a little bit.
I can't help but
He's
not
so
love
skillful.
linebackers. Perkins is a dog. He just didn't have a great year last year.
No, he did not. Jaden Roberts, interesting guy.
Yeah, that's another guy I like in the guard spot. I
Script just
love
feels like the Eagles.
right. As far as another tight end, I love Tanner.
Big, good size,
Great size. Another corner, I love Takario.
big size.
Linebacker, I love me some Kyle Lewis out of Pitt. Hell to Pitt.
Shocking.
I know, right? Honestly, I think I'm going to go with another tight end. Give me a double tight end, double depth, because I would not be surprised if the market for free agent tight ends isn't that great for the Eagles. And why not, try to sign a vet for a year. You draft 2 rookies, and then those 2 rookies are your guys for the next 5 years. So I'll take Joe Royer. Uh, Obviously, Sadiq is the belle of the ball when it comes to tight ends. I love Claire. Think there's a couple of good guys in the second, third rounds there, but there's definitely depth. As I said, that Tanner from Houston is a great guy to think about as well. So they hated my first pick, which I kind of assumed they would, but loves pretty much everything else. Pretty much got a little bit of everything. Obviously, double dipping on a tight end, but I got 2 guys for the trenches on offense. Grabbed me a high potential edge rusher from Penn State, a corner that could hopefully be a CB2 for the longest time, and then, like I said, 2 tight ends to work with. Um, yeah, could be the start of something nice.
Keeping that Georgia pipeline alive.
Absolutely, you always got to get a Georgia guy. Never gonna hurt to get a Georgia.
Yeah. Proctor could
Yeah,
maybe switch inside at the next level. There's a chance. Doesn't have the biggest arm span. I mean, he's a monster. He's a people mover. But I do like Proctor quite a bit. So that'll be something we would talk about quite a bit if that's the way the draft would play out for sure.
Sorry, we
missed a lot of comments. We should
missed
go
a
back.
lot of comments. I was busy picking my picks. Let's see, where were we? Let me see if I can do a quick recap of things. Let's see. Okay. Do you guys think Howie is trading up, trading down? He's more likely to do either of those than to stay still. What do you think?
I'm not ready to answer that yet. I'm going to give the political answer there. It's not a great draft. If there's a situation where there are some blue chip players, but they're all going to be gone. I am very much in the camp where even last year or in the year before that, like I thought very much that the strength of the draft was on day 2. I don't necessarily feel that way yet.
Not yet.
I'm early in the process. The last 2 years, I've always felt trade back. And the Eagles kind of got lucked out, and a lot of really good players fell to them.
Yeah.
So right now, I'll say stay put.
I'm going to say move up, because I think if they can move up 5 to 7 spots, grab one of those corners, because they have, as we just saw, they have 6 picks in the first 4 rounds. So they have some picks to kind of play with. Go up and get your guy. If you come out of this with McCoy, Delaney, what are you kidding me? You have 3 stud corners that are going to be on the field for 99% of the time. You have a young safety out of Texas. You have Reed Blankenship, who's proven to be very useful. What more could you want? You already have linebacker now set, right? Your defense is pretty much set. You just need a couple edge guys. You can draft one of them.
I want to play devil's advocate.
I know you do.
Because I disagree. I would prefer to trade back, not because it's the strength of the draft, but because of the need for the Philadelphia Eagles and how much money is going to be spent over the next 2 years.
I can understand that.
You and Jalen and Smith, and you could go on and on. I mean, you need 2 tight ends. You very likely could use 2 tight ends. You need a tackle. I don't believe in any of the tackles they have right now. None of them give me optimism.
No, we love Fred and all.
Yeah, you need help at edge, maybe more than one. You need safety. You need corner. I mean, yeah, and Jahad Campbell had flashes, but you still need a linebacker to go in that rotation for sure. So I think they need a lot. I actually will argue that and say I would rather get picks, and they need to get cheap on offense and cheap on offense.
They do. You're 100% not wrong. I am just being greedy, and I'm wanting to have our defense set. Sorry, there was a bunch of comments here I'm trying to get back to, but every time somebody comments, it pushes me back. Deibs, are you planning on doing the draft watch along this year? Absolutely. We're doing it.
Why not?
We're doing it right here on this very network, like we have the last couple of years. Once we have all of that information, the details and all that, certainly stay tuned to the socials. We're going to be working on our draft package, as we've done the last couple of years, where Deibs, myself, David, Shane, Mark, we'll all put our big boards together. I'll have our list there as well.
My dad taught me a lot, including how easy it is to forget to cancel things. So I downloaded Experian, my BFF, big financial friend. Experian could help me cancel my unused subscriptions and lower my bills, saving me hundreds a year. Get started with the Experian app today. Your big financial friends here to help you save smarter. Results will vary. Not all bills or subscriptions eligible. Savings not guaranteed. $631 a year. Average savings with 1+ negotiations and 1+ cancellations. Paid membership with connected payment account required. See Experian.com for details.
Experian. Support for this show and the Fans First Sports Network comes from Strong Coffee Company. Elevate your coffee routine with Strong Coffee Company's Black Instant Blend and Lattes. Both feature organic coffee, protein, MCTs, and adaptogens for sustained energy and mental clarity. With quick delivery and exceptional taste, their coffee is a convenient option and a nutritious addition to your daily routine. Experience a healthier, most productive day with Strong Coffee Company. Visit strongcoffeecompany.com and receive 20% off at checkout using promo code FFSN. Again, strongcoffeecompany.com, FFSN.
There could be a lot of like differing opinions on some of these guys this year.
Yeah,
Because again, it's a very weak draft, not a very top heavy draft. Like, it should be pretty interesting to see how our rankings compare.
yeah, it'll certainly be fun. Looks like Jalen Hurts threw a touchdown pass to Ferguson, of all people. Brad says, I would not be surprised if they draft Chambliss. How he loves having contingency plans.
He's
Marina
he's
says,
athletic. He just needs to grow as a process.
yeah, it's raw.
So raw, but the talent's there. And I watched a ton of Ole Miss over the last, over the last like handful of years, and he played great. He
Yeah.
truly did. So
Yeah, no, agreed. Marina, Terrell or Hood in the first round. Yeah, like I said, I'm a fan of grabbing a corner in the first round. Why take an OT that will not play for 2 years? We have 3 in development. I don't know with 2 years. I would not doubt if this is the last year for Lane Johnson. I know a lot of people have been saying blah, 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 but he always said he's going to play out his contract. Contract's up after the end of this year. So
the only thing that terrifies me more than Vic Fangio fooling around with retirement is Lane Johnson fooling around with retirement. That gives me nightmares.
Yeah. Brad says, did you think it was the right time for them to draft Hurts in 2020, Ryan? LOL.
Nobody.
No comment.
That video is probably out there somewhere.
I guarantee it is.
I make all those videos.
Yeah. Dean and Reed are gone.
Dean's not going anywhere. No.
I don't think Reed's going anywhere, personally. I can see Dean. But, we have Kendall at center, very unproven, but Reed was graded 92nd out of 96 safeties, per PFF, I'm sure. Brad wants to know, what do you think about the Sixers this year? A little off topic, sorry.
They're a hot mess.
Hot mess indeed. Hot mess indeed.
Thank you for VJ Edgecombe. He's been terrific.
Right?
That's the only reason I watch.
He's so good.
You don't want to. I will say my opinion on the Sixers. I feel like they need to trade Embiid and they need to trade Tyrese Maxey. The values are probably not going to be higher with both of those, and I would strip it down and rebuild right now. That's my take. So
that's insane.
They're not going anywhere. They're not winning anything. Yeah, they probably have like a 2% chance at a championship, but I do think VJ Edgecombe is a championship player, and unfortunately, given, all the salary cap hell they're in with PJ and Embiid's contracts. Embiid's playing well. If you could move him, do it. And Tyrese Maxey would be a really good way to kind of get back some of the assets you're going to need to move those kind of players like PJ and Embiid. So that's what I would do. Wow. Unfortunately.
Okay, there you go. No wide receivers from either of you. I'm surprised. Yeah, believe me, I was looking.
I took a wide receiver.
Did you?
Antonio Williams out of Clemson.
You did. Well, I grabbed a second tight end, so that counts for something. If we don't draft safety, Makuba and Epps will end up being the starters next year. Sutton doesn't fit, cannot play edge, outside linebacker / edge. Problem with most tight ends is they cannot block. Agreed. Rutledge is a good pick, good value for backup swing guard. Okay. Sadiq is way overhyped, cannot block. Redshirt sophomore Johnson at Oregon is much better. And Terrell and Hood are the best fits at corner. McCoy is a risk, and Delaney is a man press corner. Loaded at linebacker with Bond at number 5, and Campbell at number 13, then Trotter, Munden, and the kid on the practice squad.
But Munden doesn't move the needle for me. I think Trotter showed some things.
Yeah. But would you feel comfortable having Trotter playing third linebacker minutes right now?
I lean towards yes.
Okay. Well, then there you go. I think you pick up a linebacker somewhere, free agency, draft, whatever, for some depth,
Exactly.
but
Not a need. It's
not a
that
need. Yeah.
definitely in Vic Fangio I trust kind of situation that Trotter will be ready to go.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, I think enough, time learning and
Man, Dean was so great.
yeah, I know.
He was so good.
I
Like,
was it's gonna break my heart seeing him in another uniform.
dude,
I mean, from this point, not even
the star.
from the beginning of the year of college football that season, I was all in on him and followed throughout the whole season, throughout the draft process, to the injuries, to the hey, I was let's get him in the first round, like, and then he fell to the third, and I was like, let's get him in the second, let's get him in the third, drop me a linebacker, and yeah, honestly, I've been rooting for the kid. It's gonna break my heart.
Who would you rather have, Reed Blankenship or Nakobe Dean?
Kobe Dean.
Who would you rather have, Dallas Goedert or Nakobe Dean?
I have to say Kobe.
Who would you rather have, Jalen Phillips or Nakobe Dean?
But how am I thinking about this? Is it just my heart, or is it what's best for the team? And I'm going to stick with Nakobe.
Who would you rather have? Man, yeah, I honestly,
Think about it. Think about it. You sign Nakobe to a 3-year deal. You have Campbell, who's got another essentially 4 years, but Bond only's got 1 more year.
Who would you rather have, Cooper DeJean or Nakobe Dean?
Cooper. Come on. Not.
I think it's closer than people would want to.
Listen, I don't undervalue his impact. Not only as a run defender, I think he is humongous for our run.
Sure. He's like the unquestioned leader of
And
the defense.
well, speaking of, I think he 100% is the leader for the Georgia Dogs, and kind of keeps all of those guys accountable, in line. They look up to him. I think as he goes, they go. So I hate the fact that we could potentially losing that kind of glue for those 4 or 5 other players.
Mm.
I'm just thinking, listen, if you can get him back on a team friendly deal, right? Bond might be gone after this year. Then you have Dean and Campbell go, and
I'm saying if there is a trade available to move Jahad Campbell for a player that's at a position of need, and that leaves an open door to bring back Nakobe Dean, I would do it. I think Nakobe Dean's a straight star.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, he's just
it's
the best blitzer in the NFL at the position, and just
I
for
just
a young
think
defense, they need him.
I don't disagree with you. I just don't see how it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Given the fact that they spent the draft capital on Campbell, obviously they, just like most of us, we all assumed there was no way Nakobe was coming back and being a friggin' dog coming out that injury. We were like, it'll be nice if he gets out there.
He was.
He was like, F that.
I remember doing I think I did an over-under on Nakobe Dean to start the season, and it was like on games played, and it was at like 1.5.
It was disrespectfully low.
I looked like an idiot. The second he was on the field, he was making plays.
Yeah, exactly. Brad checks in. I'm curious if Stoutland can even coach O-line techniques for the under center heavy offense. I hope and I expect Eagles to run under Mannion.
You know what I did last night? I watched the Eagles season highlight reel. That little movie they made that's like an hour long of the 2024 season.
Yeah.
And the amount of joy and the amount of pulling from the offensive line and second level blocking with Saquon, man, that was just such a blast. I mean, after this year and looking back at 2024, man, that was just such a special year.
Yeah, really.
I wish we could have a DeLorean and go back,
right?
an extra flux capacitor and go back and
Experience
just
it for the first
truly
time
take it
again.
in for the first time,
Yeah.
because that you don't realize how great it was.
That I gotta tell you, that run in the playoffs, being there every game, being there for the snow game, freezing my ass off. Like we could only look straight. Luckily, we were facing the right direction. You couldn't look to your left or your right or behind you. You were just getting pelted with snow. Just that whole month of just not expecting to be in all of these games. And then we got another home game. Like, oh yeah, we're hosting the championship game. I'm like, what is happening? My wallet still doesn't like to talk to me anymore. But
Yeah, I mean that was an offense that started out slow and figured it out and got their identity and got their groove back and did it the right way with the ground game. And
yeah, I mean,
you look
same
at
thing could be said for the defense. The
defense.
first 4 games, they looked like they looked tragically lost. And, throw in Coop, and he got his feet wet and started to get a little bit more comfortable. And as soon as that happened, everybody else started to get a little bit more comfortable. The new people in Fangio's system started to get a little bit more used to it, and things started clicking. It was great.
Yeah, then you look at this past year with how Nick Sirianni just dropped the ball, and it just feels like a waste. It just feels like a waste.
I get it.
And it's just difficult.
Yeah. Brad checks in. The snow game, unironically, nearly brought me to tears with that last Saquon run in the snow. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, was that the one where he was banging on his helmet? That one, I'm like
He had a
20
touchdown run to start the second half, I believe, and then
off to the right, and then
then
the
in the
bang
fourth
helmet
quarter or something on
was
the
off to
left
the left.
side
Yeah,
when he like looked behind him, no one was
that
within
was
like
even
10,
close.
15 yards of him.
And he's just and so I'm like 20 rows off in the end zone, and he's running right at us, just banging his helmet, and like I don't know, there was something about it that just like you could feel the emotion of the moment, and just whew, loved it.
That was great. It was truly great. So yeah, given how much the defense played above expectations this past year, yeah, very difficult season.
Yeah. Marina checking in one more time to depress the shit out of us. Dean was looking out of
Dude,
82
stop,
linebackers. If Dean comes
stop,
back, he's a backup.
stop.
DeJean is our best defensive player. Bond gets re-signed. I could certainly see that. I'm just saying, for money wise, you could have, a team friendly deal with Dean. You have a rookie contract with Campbell. Yeah, you either have Trot or a vet kind of take that third spot, kind of fill in the gaps there. I'd be okay with that linebacking core. And as somebody who's prayed and wished for this kind of thing for every year, 44 years, I'm okay with taking a half beat back down.
Just give us one more year, Nicobe. Give us one
Yeah,
more year.
that would be great. So, all right, folks. Well, it was great chopping it up with Deibs once again. Deibs will be back here on Birds of the Round Table / Armchair Scout, whatever the heck we're calling this. David. So the three of us are essentially going to be kind of running the Eagles centered draft coverage as we make our way towards the draft. Shane is gonna transition with Mark as taking a more of a national league focus on the draft. But either way, stay tuned to every single show on the Eagles Pinball Network. We got the draft thing covered, so stay tuned for every single show. Also, let us know which draft you like better.
Yeah.
The competition never stops, but yes.
This is called L season for me because every time we do these things, yeah, it's just
Well, listen, it's early. I
loss
haven't
after
figured out my
loss
niche
after
of
loss.
like how to, really get the sucker sucker votes. So
Yeah,
I'll figure it out. But Bird Chair Scouts, exactly. There we go. Love that. But we appreciate everybody chiming in the chat. Thank you guys. As always, we do appreciate it. Make sure you like, follow, share, whether you're listening to this later on, streaming podcast platforms, give that 5-star rating, tell the world how much you think I'm awesome. that'd be great. Or, whatever, something about Deibs if you want to, or any of our other hosts. But we do appreciate all of the comments, shares, likes, all of that. Takes you 2 seconds, means the world to us. So we appreciate it. And yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight. Deibs, you got anything to add? Let the people know. Whatever, time's yours.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I was lucky enough to get a decent promotion with my job, and so I just had to make sacrifices. It was either my family or this. I chose my family.
I mean, it's 50.
So it's been a hectic last several months, but I think I'll be able to manage, this once a week, and I'm glad to do this ride. I've already got, even though I wasn't doing podcasts the last few months, I was still taking notes and watching every single game I could. So I've got tons of thoughts on prospects, and we'll get into all of it.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, stay tuned. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you can find us. We're going to be coming out with some shorts, some draft prospects, top 10 rankings. In fact, that's what we're going to be start doing next week on Bird Chair Scouts, if that's what we're calling it. We're going to start doing our top, our top 10 lists. So stay tuned for that. David will be back, and the three of us will be going over some of our lists. So, yeah, tune in and strap in. It's draft season. All right. So we will see you next week. Make sure you stay tuned to each and every show on the network, as we're putting out some great content for all you people with some great hosts. So we appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week. So for Birds of the Round Table, I'm Ryan. That's Deibs. And whatever this way,
I'm gonna have to get used to that.
I don't know which way it ever is, but either way, we'll see you later.